So many bodybuilders, they come off stage and they are upset because they don't look the way that they did on stage the following day.
I've been doing things that they told me I should never do. I've been doing things that they told me I could never do now. Never do, I could never do. I've been looking back and I'm the only one who ever knew. My dreams began to turn out.
Sup team, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we are gonna do a prep update month 2. So right now we are heading into about 13 and a half weeks out, and this past month has been a lot of fun. Yeah, honestly, if you've been kind of like following along with what's going on in Canada right now, it's been a little bit distracting, a little bit overwhelming, and I'm not going to get into the political side of things, but let's just say that everything that has been happening in the world right now has made things very challenging, and cortisol levels are a little bit higher than what they normally are. But I think the biggest thing that has been helpful for me is just taking things one day at a time. And I know that that is so cliche to say, but there is a lot of power in just being present in the moment and not letting, you know, the chaos of the world completely just throw you off course. And it's tough. I contemplate quitting my prep almost every single day just because I feel like sometimes there's more important things going on in the world right now. I have moments of feeling selfish for having my biggest problem being, ooh, am I gonna be lean enough for stage? So it's been very tough and challenging to take a step back and realize, like, even though there's so much going on in the world right now, issues in the world right now that I feel very strongly about and I care about, I still need to prioritize my life as well and make sure that I'm staying focused with my goals, because getting to where I am right now, where I'm about to step up on stage, has been a goal of mine for the last 5 years. You know, everybody is seeing me online right now saying, oh, you look so good, you look so amazing, which I really appreciate, but so many people as well too don't realize that everything that you are seeing right now has been built up over the last 5 years. I have been busting my ass to get to where I am right now, and I don't want to let what is going on in the world, things that are completely outside of my control, to throw me off course. So it's been a very tough balancing act, but at the end of the day, I think as well too, it's keeping me focused and keeping my mental health in check, because if all I was doing right now was focusing on the chaos of the world, I think that mentally I would be in I don't want to say dark place, but not the greatest headspace. And I see that with a lot of people right now. So I think that having goals, I mean, if you can apply this to anything that's going on with you, because I imagine that you're feeling just as defeated at times, your heart is heavy, and just it feels like a battle each day. It's like, what the hell is going to happen today? And staying focused on your own goals while you have things going on in the world that are outside your control, I think is just very strategic with keeping your mindset in check and, you know, making sure that you're in a good headspace. It's really helped me. So in those moments where I do feel selfish when it comes to prepping, I remind myself too that it's helping me just, you know, keep my mindset in check. And I think that's the most important thing right now when everything just feels so out of control. So that's enough about that side of things. In regards to prep, things are right on track for where I need them to be. I'm very much making sure that I prioritize my stress management. My sleep schedule is on point. I actually look forward to my bedtime routine every single day. That's how much I enjoy it. So I think that, you know, just by me prioritizing those things, even though my cortisol levels are up, which of course can impact the scale, I have done a very good job of offsetting that with other factors in my life, such as prioritizing rest and quality sleep and things like that. So it's helped me quite tremendously, not just of course with my body composition results, but just mentally as well. So from a body composition standpoint, like I said, I'm right where I want to be. I'm right on schedule for my weekly rate of fat loss, and I haven't actually made too many adjustments since the last time we spoke. I think I made one macro adjustment where right now I'm consuming 1,800 calories a day, still dropping on average about a pound a week, and not really doing a whole heck of a lot of cardio. I have a step goal each day, which is 10,000 steps. I make sure that I hit that every single day, and that's it. Something I've done as well too to help me with my step goal, because before I would make sure that my phone is on me at all times, and I need a break from this thing, so I caved. I got an Apple Watch. It's just the basic Apple Watch 3. I don't need all the bells and whistles. All I wanted was to be able to count my steps without having my phone glued to me all the time. Because, you know, it can be very distracting when our phones are right next to us when you're taking a break from doing work, or in those moments of transition. It's like, oh, I'll go quickly look at Instagram. 20 minutes later, you know, where did the time go? So I'm starting to leave my phone in the other room when I am working, and then that way I can make sure that I'm still prioritizing my step count. So it's helped quite a bit. It's helped reduce my screen time, and then still allows me to hold myself accountable to hitting my step goal. So so far enjoying the Apple Watch, but that's the only thing that I'm using it for. I don't use it to determine my calorie burn or anything like that. For those who don't know, it's very inaccurate, so I wouldn't rely on it for reasons like that, but it is good for, you know, just holding yourself accountable with certain goals, such as your sleep quality and like what I'm doing here with your step count. So physique wise right now, I'm sitting at about 123 pounds and heading into 13 and a half weeks out, where I do have roughly about maybe 10 or 13 more pounds to go. So I'm hoping that that's all I need left to lose. If I run out of time, or if I notice as I'm getting closer to show day that I'm not as lean at the body weight that I thought I would be, then I will be a little bit more aggressive with my rate of fat loss. As well too, there's other shows a couple weeks later, so I have time to catch up on some leanness if I need to. So those are kind of my backup plans right now. But all in all, something that I have noticed this time around is where I'm currently sitting at right now is a body composition level that I would be happy maintaining. And maybe this is something we can kind of touch on today, and that's the fact that so many bodybuilders, they come off stage and they are upset because they don't look the way that they did on stage the following day. And they get super discouraged, and this is quite often why a lot of bodybuilders have body image issues, body dysmorphia afterwards. And I think it's because they're not taking the time to set realistic expectations for their maintenance season. So something that I've been recommending to my clients, and even myself I'm taking note of this time around, is during your prep season, where do you see yourself maintaining yourself, and actually take photos of where you see yourself, take note of how much you weigh, your body composition, your measurements and things like that, and be able to remind yourself of that look once you come off stage, so you can set more realistic expectations for yourself. Because at the end of the day, bodybuilding is very much like a wedding. And I get it, it's very disheartening for you to put so much work into looking a certain way for it to only last one day. But that's where the wedding analogy comes into play. We put so much time into planning a wedding for this perfect day. You look like a princess and all eyes are on you. Well, you can't wear your wedding dress the next day. At least I think most women don't, right? You only have that one day to actually have it be perfect the way that you wanted it to, but life goes back to normal the following day. It is no different when you come off stage from a bodybuilding competition. Your level of leanness that you get down to is only meant for that one day, because as we know, it's not healthy, it's not sustainable. Yeah, you may look friggin' amazing, but it is not a healthy body composition that we want to maintain. You know, most women, they lose their period, all of our hormones are completely out of whack, and those are indicators that your body weight is just too low and it's not healthy. So to help offset those frustrations and that discouragement that often comes after you step off stage, we should be taking note, like, hey, what is going to be a realistic body composition for me? And right now, with where I'm sitting at, I'll overlay some photos and videos for you. I would be super happy maintaining this level of body composition for the foreseeable future. So I'm taking note of that right now, and quote me on this, I'll come back to this video after I step off stage, because it's normal to have those moments of, ugh, why is my leanness already gone? But you have to catch yourself and redirect that energy right away, because you should be coming out of that deficit as soon as possible and putting on a decent amount of body fat that you need to get healthy again. So like I said, I have about maybe 10 to 13 pounds more to go. I'm going to be around 110 pounds on stage. Is it realistic for me to maintain that afterwards? Absolutely not. The second I get off stage, my goal is to get back up to where I am right now and be okay with that. So hopefully that's helpful for other competitors. And if you're a first-time competitor, it's very tough to understand what I'm talking about until you go through it. But, you know, understanding the pros and cons and having strategies in place like this after you are done competing is super important, because a lot of people get a bad taste in their mouth because they're not taking the time to implement proactive strategies like this after they get off stage. They think that all of the work comes down to you looking your best on stage and then their work is done afterwards. No, quite often the work continues after you get off stage, and having proactive strategies like this is super important, because a lot of people do get those post-competition blues because, like I said, they don't look as lean anymore, their body weight comes back up very quickly, and they just see it as a form of failure, not realizing that it's a good thing. So hopefully this is helpful for some people. Take the time to really make sure that you're being realistic with what is going to be sustainable for you in the off season. All right, team, well, that is about it for this month's update. If you guys have any questions or concerns or anything like that, be sure to comment them down below. And if there's any future topics or questions that you want me to discuss in the update in March, just keep me posted. All right, team, thank you all so much for listening to me ramble. I hope that you found this helpful. If so, be sure to like, comment below, and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you all in the next one.